TWM podcast. We all would rather be Dominic Mysterio right now than sit through that again, so let's throw out some smack talk. I'm Matty Deller, bringing you your weekly review of the Blue brand here on TWM Podcast, bringing you your daily dose of wrestling news, reviews and interviews in all the usual places: Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube and wherever else you get your pods. We are brought to you by our good friends at SquaredCircleBox.com. Use the code TWM News for 10% off your first order at the checkout. Just use the code TWM News at SquaredCircleBox.com. Joining me, as always, as we deep dive through 2 hours of SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, SmackDown Live, whatever you want to call it, is someone who is just, I'm going to give the count, 25 times more entertaining than the show that was on last night. It is Joseph Kingsley.
I don't know if that's a compliment, a death sentence, or just the worst diss. Just the worst diss. Because if you times something that's minus entertaining by 25, you still get a minus number.
Well, whatever number it is that makes you entertaining, just entertaining, divide that or minus. SmackDown wasn't that good. We're going to make it entertaining. Going to give a heads up now. It won't be that long because it's not even the fact that SmackDown was bad because stuff happened on it. It was the fact that not a lot happened on it because it was just filler to get to Crown Jewel. But we are going to have a laugh at two certain things that happened on this show. So let's dive right into it. Let's not mess around. Let's not waste anyone's time. Start off with the opening segment and indeed the main event, as Ali got the pin on Cesaro in the main event of a 6-man tag, pitting the SmackDown sides of both Team Flair and Team Hogan ahead of Crown Jewel next Thursday. But fuck all that. The state of Shorty G's new gear.
Oh my god. I think a while ago, as soon as he said Shorty G, I think I tweeted out, Vince McMahon has finally got his Mighty Mouse gimmick.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
And to add another layer to it, they just dressed him like a Mouseketeer. I
said he looked like Teen Wolf. And then Josh, who you hear on Wednesday Night War, immediately turned around and said, "What's Teen Wolf?" And that's now been added to the list. If you remember a podcast from a few months ago of Josh not knowing any references.
Any references he does not understand.
Yeah. If he gets to 25, I've heard that you are going to put his head through a TV screen.
No.
that was the least unconvincing no I've also, if he's listening, congratulations, because he has, as we're recording this, I think it's
as we are recording this. No, I've got this. I've got the preacher's voice. As we speak, like I said, as we speak. Let me say again, as we speak, he is being joined with his soul in holy matrimony. Can we get an amen?
Amen.
Amen to Josh.
Yes, indeed. Also, I'm gonna. I forgot to drop this at the top of the podcast. If Joe sounds a little bit, muffled or a little bit like tinny, it's because he is doing this from his work, hidden a cupboard away, because he has priorities and he's a professional. With this, anything else, don't worry about it. This he's a professional with. Anyway, back to that. I hope you enjoyed your wedding, Josh. Yeah, he looked like Teen Wolf. There's only one person that's ever looked good wrestling in basketball gear, and his name is Sugar Dunkerton. So, yeah, he looks awful. Looks awful.
Yeah, just not. It's the colours for me.
Oh, that was going to say that. Like, it's not even the worst part. Like, the basketball gear you could get with if it looks... if, like, say, I don't know, it was like red, white and blue. Maybe they, like, play up the American thing, or they made it a cool colour. The fact that it is...
or they made it the colour of the same colour as his hometown.
Yeah. But they made it bright blue and fluorescent green.
Neon green.
And I've wrote this down because someone, I think Kyle texted me while I was watching SmackDown because he knew I was watching it and was like, what have they done? And I said, WWE are outstanding in their own field. They are kind of the forerunners of having something laid in front of them that is a good idea, getting annoyed at said good idea because they didn't think of that good idea, and then, to spite themselves, making a idea that is literal antithesis of the idea that was laid in front of them, and ruining that person to annoy someone, I don't know who, because they didn't think of the idea themselves.
Well, we all know this is true. Mizdow?
Yeah, but Mizdow is the king of making chicken shit into chicken salad. He made that.
They buried him straight after, as soon as he got over.
Oh, this is true. They did bury him completely straight after. I don't think other people that they completely... Stardust could have been brilliant, and they just let it die. Wade Barrett again. Wade Barrett a third time.
To get to a cut parody of the TMZ network is not what anyone wanted.
The Ascension.
Yeah.
Wasn't Vince's idea, or wasn't whoever higher-ups in WWE's idea. Therefore, nope, we're going to make you get buried on commentary and then destroyed by people that were literally double your age. It is outstanding how little WWE are aware of how shit something looks.
And the really funny thing is, about half of the examples we listed were ideas from Cody Rhodes.
And he's over. Like, you literally have, and I don't want to sound like one of these smart people, you literally have almost the second embodiment of Kurt Angle laying in front of you, and you're going, you know what he needs? Basketball gear and a hip-hop name from the 90s.
Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it?
Oh.
I still maintain that he's actually a grime rapper from 2006.
Either one. In all fairness, I would be more happy if they turned him into a drill artist.
Yeah.
At least that would have been current. I know you because you did message me about this and you wanted time. We're going to be spread over 2 points. You were saying how Sami Zayn was the promo MVP of this show.
No, hear me out. He stood in a ring with two of the greatest promos of all time. And they still gave him that amount of mic time? They trust him.
They do. This is true. Considering like how much he's come on.
He got more promo time than Flair, which, to be fair, in this day and age.
After Monday, when Flair was more focused on telling everyone how he banged their mum, I can see why.
Monday was great.
Yeah, he like
love Flair's promo on Monday.
And
have you seen that friend of the show, Liam, one of Dee's best friends, Dee debuted on Best of the Rest?
Yeah.
Listen to that. It came out yesterday. I said, if your favorite wrestler of all time and your favorite cartoon character from when you were a child were to team up to save you from a life-saving predicament, how fucked would you be?
Yeah.
And of course, because I'm contrary, I've got two teams, but the cartoon characters from the same cartoon.
Oh no, I did see this. Wasn't your one? It was Flair and Mandy from Billy and Mandy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. What's yours?
Well, it'd be Will Ospreay, and then favorite car. I'll be Will Ospreay and I Am Weasel.
Oh, you're sound, mate.
Yeah,
you're sound.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. I loved I Am Weasel because I can't really pick one person from Cow and Chicken, so I went for I Am Weasel instead.
Yeah. Like obviously because I've got two goats simultaneously. My other team is Erwin and Kofi Kingston, so a little bit more. Actually, equally fun.
Yeah, yeah. He cut a great promos with Flair and Hogan. I did massively pop at Sammy's good, but also a little bit shit Flair strut.
Yeah,
which was great.
I think Sami Zayn is knocking this role out of the park.
I don't know why he's wrestling, but at least he's making the most out of it.
Yeah, I made a few notes on this entire promo and then stopped for the rest of the SmackDown because I fell asleep. But, one of the things I've got here is Sami Zayn actually injured?
No, because he's wrestling on house shows.
That's interesting, right? So the other thing I've got is Hulk Hogan putting over his team, and then. He's put over the heart of Gable and then put over the athletic prowess of Ali and Ricochet. And I'm like, get ready to say clan, Matty. I'm about to drop a name. I was having a conversation with the OJMO. And He was talking about how everyone's just coming up to him after his incredible year and saying he's natural. And he was like, "No, I'm not a natural. I've worked as hard as anyone else."
Yeah, because I was actually going to point to when he said about saying the naturally athletic Ali and Ricochet, and I'm like, let me think of a promo that was on Twitter about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
from
Darius.
Yeah, from an awesome guy by the name of Darius Lockhart. Where
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to phrase it. I don't want to sound
like. And coming from that guy,
yeah, that
guy said it
to have the big balls, and apparently Hulk Hogan does have the big balls. It's Terry Bollea that's got the small penis. Not my words, the words of him.
And there is one thing on this episode that sums up WWE completely.
Yep.
Ali got the pin on Cesaro.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns went out of his way to tag Ali to hit the 450. Not only does the camera cut away from the 450, but when they play Ali's music, they cut Ali's music in favor of Hulk Hogan's music. Fuck this company.
Let's stick with Sami Zayn promo god. He then also came out with the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura later on in the night and tried to talk Daniel Bryan into not re-embracing the Yes Movement and instead joining their cause. This was a fantastic promo for Sami Zayn.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And great character continuity as well, because Sami Zayn, heel or face, has always idolized Daniel Bryan.
Yes, this is true. And we spoke about this a few weeks ago, about how they see, or might have even been last week. I feel like they've not really done enough exploring heel Daniel Bryan in WWE, like this version of heel Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I would rather they actually do a swerve where he's beating Nakamura and he's like, no, I don't want to. I'd rather join them and have them as like as a good upper mid card trio, than rather have them revert to type and just have Bryan go back to the Yes Movement and become. Because let's not lie, the most interesting Daniel Bryan was after he kicked AJ Styles in the balls and won the WWE title, and then just before Eric Rowan put him through a table. This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low price. That low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, whatchamacallit, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at SquaredCircleBox.com.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
Yeah, I think they might go with it.
I'm hoping they do.
I think they might go with it. I'm hoping they go with it because I think that the angle with Nakamura and Sami Zayn is obvious. But with Daniel Bryan in the mix, all I'd like to say is think of that triple threat at Mania.
Yeah, for the IC belt, Zayn, Nakamura, and Bryan. Get it done. Yeah, that was really good. The most unintentionally funny moment, possibly of wrestling this year, happened on SmackDown. Where Brock Lesnar, this bit was actually quite a good little segment. You had Rey come out, put over Cain Velasquez, like all that stuff. Brock has been face-to-face with Cain Velasquez. Brock is on the Titantron with Heyman, reveals that he's battered Dominic Mysterio backstage, and then to go and get Dominic. Dominic is convalescing in the trainer's room, and they're looking after him. Brock comes in and belts 7 shades of fuck out of Rey and Kane with a fucking trash can. Because you know what you need? Brock Lesnar with a weapon.
With a trash can.
Yeah.
Like, he's hit Kane with a trash can, right? He's hit Kane with a trash can, right? And Rey Mysterio, in his infinite wisdom, has gone, "Don't worry, Kane, I'll save you," and then run at Brock Lesnar with one arm.
Yeah.
So Brock Lesnar F5'd him into the wall.
That was the best bit. Full on, right?
At this point, I'm dying, because this is easily like the best thing that happened on SmackDown.
Oh no, I was, because you would have seen.
And then he picks up Kane and then F5s him into Volta.
It's just because the funny thing was, if you've seen on Twitter,
he picks up Hispanic Volta and then F5s him into Mysterio Volta. It's brilliant.
Me and if you saw on Twitter, the reason this is out late is I've rushed back from Fight Club Pro last night, and I was hanging out with Mike. Was at the show, and we were hanging out this morning, and that video came up on Twitter, and I showed him, and me and him were in stitches watching that clip of just Brock coming in going, "Surprise, motherfucker!" Bang, 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 and then Rey going, "You know what? I'm going to be a one-armed man in an ass-kicking contest against a man that could legally be described as an ass-kicking machine. This luchador empty, yeet, and then not what? He goes, "What can I do to make this more painful?"
When did he eat more shit? When did Rey Mysterio eat more shit? Did he eat more shit, A, yesterday on SmackDown Live, or B, when he was doing pull-ups that time with Edge and Cena?
I'm going to go for the secret answer, C, of when Big Show picked him up on a backboard and baseball batted him into a ring post.
I've got options D and E. Option D, Kevin Nash.
Just in general.
No, Kevin Nash just lawn darting him into the...
Oh yeah, the lawn dart.
Yeah, and option E, you're supposed to be my friend.
We could do this. Maybe that should be an article we do sometime. Top 10 times Rey Mysterio's been yeeted. Oh, it was brilliant. Because I just love the fact that Brock Lesnar picked up Cain Velasquez and F5'd him and gone, "I can F5 him on the floor, but you know what would be more painful / funnier? If I F5'd him onto this child." Bye! The best thing. Also, I want to point this out. Rey and Cain Velasquez come out to cut a promo, leave the child backstage. I'm going to keep calling him the child. Leave Dominic backstage and not expect that Brock is going to hurt him. Serves you fucking right, Rey.
You are 100% correct, but do you know the reason why they left Dominic backstage?
Why?
Because the ring is sacred.
God damn it. I will say, even though it was in Spanish, I did like Cain Velasquez's promo.
By any chance, have you looked up what he said?
No, have you?
Oh, damn it, mate. That was meant to be a good big moment where you were like, "Actually, I have." And then tell me.
I'm tired, mate. I've literally travelled back from Wolverhampton today, so...
You said you had nothing to do on the train, Matthew. I thought you would have been...
No, I had to write things. I had to look at Twitter. I had to...
Just dig in your hole.
We had the Firefly Funhouse as well. Bray Wyatt brings Rambler Rabbit. They made it look like his brain had exploded from a fire, which was the best. They had like half his brain hanging out. I was like, he died in a fire. He didn't get fucking stomped out by Seth Rollins.
Run that last sentence back in your head and realise how amazing it is.
I know. And then he brought him back to life with True Love's kiss, only for Mercy to then eat him. It was really weird and a massive filler. Like, the rumours of them taking that off air and then putting it back on air, I think that was done quite quickly because they were like, we've taken it off, but now everyone's really angry online. Quickly put it back on again, but still.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman used to bully Drew Gulak because he likes PowerPoints.
Yeah. Oh, no, carry on.
I was going to say, like, he cost him a match against Kalisto, he then power slammed him twice, and then he had his response of, at least you take this seriously, unlike Tyson Fury, which was all right.
Yeah, these people and this is the slowest burn. It's the slowest burn. Have you seen the WWE's Elf parody?
Please let that come back as a thing. That was genuinely, that was the first time we were like, oh my god, Braun Strowman's funny. That was really like, we're like, oh, he's gonna. I think I told you already, he's gonna be a star for this and this alone because he's got range. I did like though that Drew Gulak comes back and he's like. It's frustrating because they were making him like into this killer, but it seems like he's gone back onto SmackDown and Vince has gone, you, PowerPoint, now. But that's entertaining, so I don't really mind.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than him not be on TV, in all fairness. And I did like the fact he goes, I'm on to my second PowerPoint. Didn't go back to the first PowerPoint that he had from last week. He's gone, no, that one's ruined now. We're going to go on to my next PowerPoint presentation. And then after that, you had Nikki Cross over Mandy Rose as Bayley and Sasha Banks look on. By the way, is Sasha Banks' gimmick? I saw her on Instagram, and then I see all the stuff now. Is she just going around going, I'm rich because of Vince. Thanks, Vince. Love you. Is that basically her thing now?
Yeah, and Bayley's thing is that is grizzled young veteran.
Yeah, she's basically being Zach Gibson. A different version of Zach Gibson. That would, in all fairness, that would make Sasha Banks her James...
Zach Gibson and Daria.
Yeah, yes, that's an amazing shout. That would make Sasha Banks James Drake, and in all fairness, both have luxurious hair. So
I was gonna say both make people thirsty, so we're good.
Yeah, it does work. Then also we had Nikki Cross obviously beat Mandy Rose. Said Diggler Rude beat the New Day. I did enjoy that as the New Day walked up to the they did the insert, then walking backstage. They had Xavier Woods on the iPad on FaceTime. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it. Revival joining on a beatdown with all four after Ziggler gets the flash with the roll up. Heavy Machinery at the save. Probably talk about this now because I don't have a chance to talk about it. Xavier Woods is going to be out for a year with a torn Achilles.
Holy Jesus.
Oh, great for YouTube. He'll become the new PewDiePie in the next 12 months, but it sucks for him.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Oh, you know he's a torn Achilles?
That is the fuck.
Yeah.
I need a moment, man.
He's out for it. But I was talking to Mike about this actually. Probably if they were going to do it with him out, would make sense to pull the trigger on Kofi's heel turn.
I thought they were all going to turn heel together. Now it's more likely that Kofi will turn heel by himself.
Or you have, but then what you have in about 12 months' time, maybe I don't know, like a Survivor Series, or if he could, all wrestlers come back early, maybe it's SummerSlam. Yeah. You've got Woods coming back as the returning hero to stop Kofi.
Yeah.
We could get Woods versus Kofi for the WWE title this time next year.
Maybe.
Intercontinental title this time next. Cruiserweight title this time next. AEW title this time next year.
Yeah. I was going to point out, did you notice who pinned who in the match?
Ziggler pinned Kofi.
Yep. I think he's going to go backwards through all the feuds and keep losing.
Which would be, and then they're going to do the road to redemption. I wouldn't actually, call me mental here, and maybe wrong. I would put money down on Kofi winning the Rumble.
Ooh, yeah, that's a shout.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that this morning. It's a really good shout. There's not really
if they're not going to
a better story.
If they're not going to turn him heel, I'd put money on Kofi winning the Rumble. Just going to throw that out there. Lacey Evans beat a jobber. She feigned.
No, you need to read your original.
Yes, I know my phone auto-corrected it, and then you again as Dave's put on Best of the Rest that you're always bringing it back to race. That popped me massively listening to the podcast yesterday. I went to write Lacey Evans beats a jobber because she did. She feigned taking a count out. She didn't want to wrestle in Kansas or wrestle this Cameron, not that Cameron, different Cameron. Came in, woman's right, hit the win. But my phone immediately, for some reason, saw Lacey Evans and changed jobber to robber, and therefore Joe assumed that I was doing a racism. But it wasn't. That was not intended. Do not cancel me, internet. And finally, my final note, I'm going down, and I'm going to be honest here, break kayfabe here. Nothing happened on this SmackDown. Literally, I did not want to watch this episode of SmackDown. If you've listened to this and you've not watched SmackDown, don't watch SmackDown. I'll tell you what, go watch NWA from this past week. That was brilliant. Or go, actually, we didn't cover it this week because we thought it was a clip show. It turned to be a really, really good episode. I watched it last night. What's the impact from this past week where it was actually, like, they did a primer for their debut on Access next week. It's really good and really interesting, and like Sports Center, it's really, really well done. Go watch that. Don't watch SmackDown. It was really fucking dull, to the point where I watched the entire thing on double speed. Brilliantly, Hulk Hogan's theme becomes a trance number when it hits on double speed. It's really funny.
Wow, I need to try that.
And also, everyone talks like... Are you aware of Speed Racer? The cartoon.
Here comes Speed Racer.
And they go, and it's like this, haha, yes, they all talk really, really fast. Yeah. Literally, that's what commentary sounds like on double speed, and it's really funny. It turns SmackDown into an anime, which makes it 10 times better. But still, incredibly bored on the journey home watching SmackDown, so I watched the main event in 4 times speed.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't get any of the commentary. I saw what happened. It was done in 8 minutes. I've done it like 4 minutes. I was happy.
It was a banger of a main event in 8 minutes, to be fair.
It was good. It was a solid main event, but I just had no interest in the grand scheme of things. Speaking of no interest, I've not even looked at 205 Live.
And I don't watch it because 205 Live is for feds.
So what I'm going to do is, I think it's going to be a problem now because obviously you're at work and you're on your phone like this. You can't time, can you? So I'm going to have to time myself.
No, that's not true, Matthew. I tested it before the pod. Remember? How long is 205 seconds?
How long is 205 seconds? We did it before. It's 3 minutes and 30. No, 205. Did the maths.
Actually,
3 minutes 25.
Let's do 205 Live in 2 minutes and 5 seconds because 3 minutes and whatever. Just too long.
Honestly, bear with. I'm going to look at the results for 205 Live. I'm going to see whether we need to do it in 2 minutes and 5 seconds, or what I think I might be able to do it in 20.5 seconds. As a cat joins me in the room. Let me look. You know what? Give me 20.5 seconds on the clock.
All right, no problem. 21 seconds. You've got 21
seconds to go. I've got 21 seconds to flow. If you let me
go.
We open. Tony Nese talks about winning last week and challenging Leo Rush. Leo Rush defeats Only Lorcan. Tony Nese then welcomes Rush back to 205 Live and then offers him to watch his match. Raul Mendoza then upsets Tony Nese, negating everything from last week. The Singh brothers cut a promo saying everyone needs to come find them for the 24/7 title. Brian Kendrick tells all the 205 Live kids to get off his lawn. And then...
That's time.
Damn, I did get the main event. Isaiah Swerve Scott defeated Ari Daivari in the main event.
Still, I will think up a suitable forfeit for you not being able to do that.
I'm sure you'll somehow torture me because I'm seeing you in about 3 hours' time. So,
I probably would have come up with something by then.
Yeah. Anyway. Told you it was going to be a short episode of Smack Talk because nothing happened. Going to wrap things up now by saying if you want to get in touch with us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at TWM Wrestle. We were going to live tweet SmackDown last night, but I was exhausted from Fight Club Pro, and Rich told everyone he'd be awake, and he fell asleep and didn't wake up until like the next day.
And I went to bed because I was meant to be here. I'm off the cook now, so I can basically do what I want.
Cool. Go ride some hospital beds down some empty corridors. I dare you, coward. Subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, and YouTube. On TWM.news right now, you can go read Adam Kaler's open letter to Vince McMahon. Read his article in regards to basically the state of WWE at the moment. We've got loads of stuff from SmackDown, Raw, 205 Live, NXT, AEW, NWA, all that good stuff. Loads of BritWrestling stuff as well. Go and check it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Joe, social media.
At Liam A. Stewart.
Hey.
He did the cartoon thread, cartoon and favorite wrestler thing. Everyone come out to me. I think it's pretty hilarious. He also gave a fairly balanced critique of our war on clickbait.
Was it in our favour?
It was balanced.
So no. I'm a Matty ID. As I said, we are at TWM Wrestle. Thank you for listening to Smack Talk. Me and Joe will be back next Saturday.